Shane, have you ever heard of Christopher Nolan?
I think so. He is the British monarch, right?
In a sense. But have you ever heard of have you ever heard of Matt Damon?
Yeah, he's married to Ben Affleck, right?
In every conceivable way, yes. He recently called him one of the loves of his life. It's my favorite video.
Which could mean nothing.
Which could mean nothing. But here we are not discussing the Odyssey in its entirety. We are discussing Christopher Nolan and Matt Damon, who I think you and I both have a fascination kind of with both of them. Yeah, at least I certainly do.
As all people who have any appreciation for film have a fascination with Christopher Nolan, and honestly with Matt Damon too. He's like one of the, it feels like in many ways like one of the last few movie stars, you know. And he can't always like sell a movie based off of stardom in the way that like Tom Cruise kind of can, but he's still like. He always picks really interesting projects, and he always like fucking turns it out. So like,
Matt Damon
love
he's one of our great movie stars. I also think he's one of the smartest guys in the business. Like, he just understands how it works. He understands the behind the scenes stuff because he's a producer also, right? He's a writer. He's a producer. He's never directed, which apparently I found out recently he like almost directed a few things and it just didn't happen. And he just has become this kind of continued collaborator with Christopher Nolan. You know, he's perfect for Odysseus in a way that like you kind of have to be big brained to realize until you see it. But like when you're sitting down and writing the script, you're like, Odysseus, you know, you think somebody different than Damon in a lot of ways, but then Damon does it and you're like, oh, this is one of his best performances. So I've seen the Odyssey. Shane has not had a chance to for some dumb reasons.
Because every good fucking screen has been sold out for months. And even some screens have been sold out for a fucking year because whoever decided to do that brain dead shit where they just out of nowhere sold tickets a year ahead of time.
Yeah.
For one or for the opening weekend, which is bullshit. I'm so mad about it. I don't know if you could tell. Mad that they did that. We've talked about this on the pod at some point, I'm sure, but like it makes me angry that they did that because man, the movies are for everybody. Stop getting weird and gatekeepy about it. Like, look, I understand you only have so many 70 millimeter IMAX projectors and screens and all that thing. I can understand that. What I don't understand is the weird, like the exclusivity of even just selling the fucking tickets that was such a weird thing. And
for opening weekend, instead of like, you can see the IMAX 1 week before release or the wide release, we'll sell tickets to something early like that. And it's really like only a few showings. Because they've done that before. They've done like the Batman did that, but that was it wasn't a year in advance. It was just like those tickets went on sale a week early or something. Like,
sure.
It's like, fine, do that.
I should be grandfathered in because I saw Dunkirk in 70 millimeter IMAX. Like,
it's true.
How many fucking people could say that? That was before 70 millimeter IMAX Christopher Nolan movies were cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went and saw Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter IMAX.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
What was before Oppenheimer?
Tenet.
Oh, okay. So it was just, I didn't see Tenet in 70. I don't know if they did 70 millimeter IMAX for Tenet.
No, because that one was
COVID shit.
The COVID stuff. That one got delayed a bunch and then quietly dropped, and then Nolan had a falling out with
Warner Bros.
and Warner fumbled the bag harder than they've ever fumbled the bag, considering how much money this is going to make and how much money Oppenheimer did make, and how many Oscars.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's a movie about Robert Oppenheimer and the Odyssey.
So here's the even
the
more
fucking
fascinating.
Simpsons guy wrote the Odyssey, and we're out here fucking. I'm just kidding.
But here's the even crazier part is right there was this poll that was done, and it found that like 52% of moviegoers were seeing the Odyssey for Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Yes.
Not for the cast, right? And look at the cast. The cast is like Anne Hathaway.
Everybody's in this fucking movie.
Anne Hathaway, Matt Damon, Lupita, Elliot Page, John
Zendaya.
Bernthal, like Zendaya. Keep on going. Charlize Theron, like keep on going down the list. There are more. Robert Pattinson, who's having just a monster year, right? More. When's the last time that happened? That doesn't even really happen for Steven Spielberg anymore. You know what I mean? Like that is crazy for so. I had like a middle of the day showing on a Saturday, and it was absolutely packed.
Yes, dude.
Crazy the pull that Nolan's name now has, which is just, I mean, like, I don't know. He's had a weird post-Batman career. You know what I mean? Like, and we will talk a little bit about the fun experiment that I think the last few movies he's been doing are. A sort of temporal pincer move, if you will, of career choice.
Okay, hold on. I have a bone to pick.
Okay.
I hate the pronunciation of. Look, don't get me wrong. Let me start here. Anybody can pronounce any word any way they want to, as long as the other person understands. I believe that language is descriptive, not prescriptive. That being said, it's temporal.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I just like whenever you're saying a word,
I'm not talking shit about you. But every time in a movie I hear somebody say temporal, it makes me want to blow my brains out. It's temporal. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, a temporal pincer move.
I'm just kidding.
But he just has this like fascinating thing going on, and I think similarly, Matt Damon has had a big resurgence. A little before Oppenheimer, The Rip. You know, he's had a big year this year too. And I also think the reason we kind of decided to talk about both of them and not just like one of their careers, like I mentioned, they've kind of become decent long-term collaborators with one another. But also,
funny because does Nolan do that? Like other than
Christian Cillian?
Bale? Oh, and Cillian, I guess.
Cillian's his guy. You know what I mean? And even then, is he? Christian Bale might have been in more movies. No, because I guess Cillian is in all those Batman movies too,
and in
Oppenheimer.
Just Oppenheimer? Outside of that, because I think it's just Oppenheimer outside of that, and then
it can't just be Oppenheimer outside of it. Isn't he in Dunkirk?
Oh, he is in Dunkirk.
He's one of the guys on the boat, right?
I'll be honest, I don't remember Dunkirk very well.
Dunkirk's not my favorite either. I Dunkirk's low in the rankings.
Yeah, spoilers for our
the main discussion of this is a little bit of rankings. We're gonna rank our Nolans, and we're gonna rank.
We just want an opportunity to talk about our favorite Matt Damon and Christopher Nolan movies,
like and like you look at Matt Damon's career too, but Matt Damon's had this like cool resurgence recently of being really, really relevant and really, really popular. And not that he ever fully waned, but he definitely had his star power moment in the 90s and early 2000s, and then he was consistently doing cool stuff. But then now it feels like people like Matt Damon rocks, and not only in Boston either. Like everyone's saying it. So yeah, you
don't have to be in a Dunkin' Donuts to say that. You
can say it in public now. You don't have to be afraid.
And because I don't want to go into a Dunkin' Donuts, so I would love to not be able
amen to that, brother. So yeah, I think these two guys are really fascinating career-wise. I also think Nolan is doing, like I said, Nolan's doing this weird experiment, but I think he's like slowly finding a different, like the Odyssey in a lot of ways feels like a button at the end of this experiment. So I really want to know what he's going to do next. Like I want to know how he pivots next. Anyway, should we just jump in? Do you want to talk a little Damon? You want to talk a little Nolan first?
Let's start with Nolan because I think as you quoted the interesting the Nolan's the one selling this movie. It's not even Matty D.
Yeah,
it's not Matt Damon.
Can we get like those like fan shirts where there's just a bunch of images like looking all happy and there's like a splash of color?
I'm positive that exists.
But one that says Matty D is one that I want. D. I want one of the character actor and playwright Tracy Letts really bad.
Fuck yeah.
I think that
prolific Blu-ray owner.
King of physical media, Tracy Letts. Yeah, I want one of those so bad. They don't exist. I've looked, but we can get one made. We can get one made.
I'll design it.
All right.
We can work on it.
All right. So how do we want to do this? We just want to go one for one, and then if it's not yours, talk more briefly about it, and then you'll get your moment to like spin on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to kick us off, or would you like me to kick us off?
Okay, what's your lowest number? Because I haven't seen all of Nolan's movies. So there are 3 on my DNF list, which is
11,
The Odyssey,
11.
Following, and Insomnia. I have not seen those 3 movies. So my number starts at 10. So you give me your 11, and then I'll do 10, and then we'll go from there.
My lowest is The Dark Knight Rises.
It is also my lowest.
Okay, yeah. I find The Dark Knight Rises over like bloated. It's just overly long. I find it feels like the case for escalation really got in the way of this movie being cool, right? And it also feels like the one that should be the most like, this is a Batman movie, but in reality it's still just, it's not. Like, it's the one that should be the most, this is an action movie, but the action's not that good. And the editing is weird. Like, you can really feel, he changed editors, I think, after this. And you can really feel the change in how his movies are made.
Yeah.
This is one where it's just like, I don't think the editing's very good. I think it's way too long. I like a lot about it. There's some sequences in it I think are quite good. I am really into the first Bane fight in the sewers. Like, I think that's really like cool. Some of the stuff in the pit I think is pretty fun and emotional. I like the climb sequence. Like, that when you get to that part, I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, I feel it. I don't know. I
just don't like that movie, man.
Yeah, it's not.
It's so long. There's so many characters.
Yeah.
It's so bleak for all of it.
Yeah.
Man, I just don't like it, man. It's just not very good. It's just like all of Christopher Nolan's worst impulses, and even some impulses he doesn't have are live on screen in 4K. Like,
the opening sequence where the plane heist sequence is great.
That's cool.
Like, the fact that they really did a lot of that. It's like all of that shit's awesome.
Just then do that in a different movie, man. Like, it's so clear he doesn't, at this point, it's so clear to me that he doesn't want to be making a Batman movie.
Yeah.
But
he's given too much.
Has to be.
Yeah.
That movie just rubs me the wrong way.
I totally understand.
It's frustrating too, because there are really like great performances, because I really love what like Tom Hardy is doing with Bane. I think it's a really
I know it's
cool,
much memed, but it is good when you watch it.
It's fascinating and weird and cool, and he's fucking scary, man.
Yeah.
And it is so much less than the sum of its parts.
Yes, I could not agree more. Yeah. Nolan's kind of stopped working with Tom Hardy. He was in Inception. He was in Killian's also in Inception.
Oh yeah. Okay,
but Hardy was in Inception, Dark Knight Rises, and then Dunkirk. I don't think he's worked with him since. Interesting. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and give you my next one up then. Insomnia.
Yeah.
This just does not feel that much like a Nolan movie to me. And don't get me wrong,
it doesn't look like one to me.
It is definitely a different point in his career where he's doing much different things, but Insomnia is not saved by a truly incredible Robin Williams performance. Like, and Robin Williams doing not Robin Williams. He's he's the villain in it. Like, the movie has some good sequences and it is not bad. It just is one that I watched and immediately kind of never really thought about again. Definitely worth watching. And I like the premise of the movie of being in this part of Alaska where like the sun never goes down for a certain period of time is really interesting. But I think it's like horror movie interesting, not serial killer thriller interesting. Like, I think there's a much different story you could tell that takes that idea and really plays with what it does to your brain. Anyway, Insomnia, not to say too much on Insomnia. Like I said, I've watched it once and have not really thought about it very much.
So your number 10 is Insomnia. My number 10 is The Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises, yeah. Jumping, you want to go next? You want to drop your next one?
All right, you are not going to like what I'm about to say.
Fascinating.
Number 9, Tenet.
So this is where you and I get in a big fight.
Okay, like let me put it this way. I don't know, man. Okay, no. I am going to change this. I'm going to change this on the fly. I will admit, I put this list together this morning. This is where I get into a fight with the internet. Number 9 now, Interstellar.
Ooh, okay, you have your moment.
I don't like Interstellar. I think
that movie, I didn't even put Interstellar on my list. I'll add that somewhere.
Whoops. Go ahead. I think Interstellar is maybe, it is one of the, if not the most overrated movie ever. Look, I love sci-fi. I love Christopher Nolan. I love every actor in this movie. So this movie should be great for me. That being said, I think it is the most melodramatic, and I don't use the word. I think melodrama is a powerful storytelling tool that I think gets a bad rap because there are many melodramas that many people love, and I think that word gets used derogatorily in a way that it shouldn't. I am using it as a derogatory term right now. I think the movie's so melodramatic. I think all the writing is my problem. It is so up its own ass and smells its own farts. I think that movie looks really good. And I think there are several sequences that, if you just turn the dialogue off, I would love this movie.
If there was a score track version?
Yeah. If I just didn't have to hear them wax poetic about the meaning of love and, give the most... If I swear to fucking God, if I have to hear another description of a wormhole in a movie that is somebody folding over a piece of fucking paper and punching a hole through it, I'm gonna fucking burn my house down. I just have such a hate relationship with this movie.
You touched on the thing that I hear about it from its detractors a lot, which is the fact that Nolan feels really compelled to explain everything.
Everything.
And that's kind of been a big thing in his career in general. And I think there's a reason a movie coming up, I like it quite a bit because he explains everything and it feels like he's reckoning with it. And we'll talk about that.
Yeah. It just doesn't do it for me. I think a lot of the performances are also very big to fit inside of this big script in a way that I think these actors could do better, and I've seen them do better. It's so long. It's so long. And it's so dour for most of it. And look, I'm fine with a down movie, but this is my the hill that I will die on. I'm not gonna fight and win. I will die on this hill. But Interstellar is just not for me.
Have fun with that on the internet.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. I understand. We'll talk about where my Interstellar falls because I literally... Originally, I was just going to do a top 5 Nolan, and then we were well, let's rank them all. So I ranked out the rest. My next one up is Dunkirk.
Yeah.
I think Dunkirk is a gorgeous movie with some really good moments, but overall is just a little bit whatever.
Yeah.
I
completely agree.
I don't agree with, I think, Tarantino, who's it's one of the best movies, one of the best war movies ever, where it's I don't know, it's got a lot of that Nolan action doesn't quite hit like it should hit kind of thing going. Nolan's an interesting person with his action filmmaking. You watch The Dark Knight and he's just hitting people with his elbows, but it feels like there's no impact at all ever. And I think in a war movie you can't do that. A war movie's got to have this this stuff hurts, and it doesn't feel that way. Anyway, Dunkirk's gorgeous, and I'm sure I would have liked it, and I saw this in a normal theater. I'm sure I would have liked it much more if I saw it in your experience with the 70 millimeter.
That is the only reason it is higher on this list is because I have I have not seen it since, and I don't think I ever will.
Yeah.
I'll talk about my feelings when we get to mine. We'll get to it on my list.
Anyway, that's all I really have to say about it. I don't have a ton on that one, so I'll pass it on to you.
Okay, so my next one, number 8 on my list, is Tenet. I think I like Tenet. Like, this is the thing. Like, we're officially in the movies that I like, fully like, and that I really don't have any problems with. Tenet, I think, just like it is like, and I think when we get to Tenet on your side, we will talk more about like why this is good and cool. It's like, it's such a vibes movie.
Yeah.
And like, it is such a vibes movie while also being absolutely insane and completely inscrutable.
I mean, I can't argue with anything you're saying, but
it's like that's the thing. It's like, it's really fun and enjoyable, but at the same time, it's fucking inscrutable.
Yeah.
And it's like, it has a little bit of Christopher Nolan liking the smell of his own farts, which is like, I'm the protagonist. I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Like, that's the pieces of it that I'm like, I can't fully get on board with, but it is like an incredible viewing experience. Like, seeing this in the theater is the only way to watch it. Like, for me, like, I don't think I would have the same appreciation for it that I do had I not even, my first time watching it was in the theater on the re-release before Oppenheimer, I think.
Yeah, it was before Oppenheimer. Yeah, I lucked out and found an empty IMAX screening during 2020. It was like 3 people in it, but the room was ginormous, and we were with like 40 feet away from anybody else.
Yeah.
So our little bubble went. No, here's the thing. It was the absolute safest way you can go to a theater at that time. So, like, quite literally, nobody within 40 feet of us. And we saw it IMAX, middle of the day kind of thing during 2020. And I'll talk more on my feelings, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, I like it. I think all the performances are really great. I think John David Washington needs to be incredibly famous. Like, I think he needs to be the new. He needs to be a movie star. Like, I don't know why I don't see him more often. And I loved him in The Creator. Is that what that movie was called?
Yes.
What was it called?
Oh, he's really good in that. Yeah,
he's so good in that. And like, I want to see him doing more stuff. And like, he's acting. He's out there. But with as with most black actors, black movie stars, I feel like this always happens, is like they have like two really or have like a huge hit, and then they kind of can't really, David Kaluuya or Daniel Kaluuya comes to mind, Lupita Nyong'o to a lesser extent.
John David Washington had this run of like Black Klansman, Tenet, The Creator, and then has not done much because The Creator kind of underperformed and Tenet was like left out to die. But yeah, it's unfortunate because he should be in 2 movies a year for forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's good.
He's incredible. It's like, I don't want to even compare him to Denzel because, but like he is like, he's very different than his dad. His presence on screen is very different, but at the same time, he still has that same fucking Washington presence. Oh man, that is really what sells it for me.
I always describe him and his dad. The difference between them is like, Denzel Washington's like an energy-based actor. He's all gravitas and presence, and like he is a hammer, and then John David Washington's a scalpel. You can tell every decision he's making is like really been thought through and like defined by the guy. Like, he's a quieter presence, but he still has that like, I can't stop looking at the guy. He's so charismatic. Like, I love John David Washington. That man needs to. Have you ever seen his Criterion Collection video with his brother, Criterion Closet?
I've seen clips from it. I haven't actually seen the full thing.
There's just the clip where his brother's like giving this like crazy review of some movie, and he walks over, and goes, Jackie Chan box set, you know what I'm saying? And it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. like you could tell clip. He knew. He was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, good stuff.
All right, that was my number 8. What's your what number are you on?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm on 9.
Okay.
So my number 9 is Memento.
Yeah.
Memento is lower. I think I would like it more if I rewatched it more. I've only seen it once. It was years ago. I thought it was a really cool experiment of a movie, but it feels very like for a movie about a guy trying to avenge his wife, which is already a weird topic and less so at the time, but now we've really interrogated the idea of fridging, and Nolan is a fridger. Like that's just is what it is. And I will be, you can accuse me later on in this list of liking movies where he fridges people.
We will have that discussion for sure.
We will have that discussion for sure. But this one is so emotionless to me. Like I don't feel much of anything. There's a scene or two where I'm like, oh, that's like fucked. That's a fucked up thing that's happening. But like I don't engage. And there's a movie coming up that I'll talk about that like breaks that mold for me in a really cool way and why it's so high for me. But for now, Memento is just lower tier for me. Yeah.
My next one on the list is Dunkirk. Everything you said, I completely agree with. I think the movie is very propulsive, but the action isn't necessarily very propulsive. Great performances across the board, even from Harry Styles, who can't act. Sorry, hot take. Harry Styles was bad in the movie he was bad in.
I don't think his acting career is much of anything for anyone. Like I think he's fine in the movie. Like, you know what I mean? He's good in Dunkirk, and he's never been good since.
In Dunkirk. Yeah. I think going to see that movie in 70 millimeter IMAX was genuinely incredible. I think that was like maybe the second or third time I had actually seen something on film in my adult life. The other one being seeing the Hateful Eight and the VistaVision. What was it?
The Ultra Panavision.
Ultra Panavision. Seeing the Roadshow version of that was incredible. Like seeing it in 70 millimeter IMAX, the way that Nolan intended.
Reckon I've been doing that about everything.
I'm gonna steal that. It's just the best way to watch that movie, and it is such an incredible viewing experience with that. That being said, I can look at the movie very honestly and go, well, it's just like it's good, like it's very good. It is kind of emotionless, like
It feels like, and I didn't say this when I was talking, it feels like the beginning of the Nolan experiment that is now followed through to the Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
Like it feels like this is where he really changed up how he makes a movie. This is where he stopped playing with time in like Memento, obviously he does, but then he goes on this tear where he's not playing with time, and he's playing with time in a much more traditional way outside of Memento. And then he hits this and he's like, I'm going to take 3 timelines that are happening simultaneously, but play them as a 3-act movie where each piece, like this is where he fully goes, I'm going to play with the idea of time as storytelling. Yeah. And I think that continues and really crescendos in Tenet and the Odyssey specific, and Oppenheimer. Yeah. Fascinating little thing he's got going on.
Yeah. I know literally nothing about the Odyssey other than it is the Odyssey by Homer. It was Homer's The Odyssey. Like that's all I know. I know the specific translation that he's basing it off of. Do you know anything about this?
A little bit, yeah. I'm not versed in it.
But. I'll let you talk, and then we'll when we get to the Odyssey on your list, I will have the name pulled. But yeah, for me, the next one is Dunkirk. I really loved seeing the movie in the way that I saw it, and I don't think I'll ever watch it again because I know I won't enjoy it as much as I did in that viewing, unless I go see it in 70 millimeter IMAX again.
Yeah.
I think I'm good. Yeah. Having seen it that way. I'm going to do my... Oh, wait, no, you need to do your next one. Sorry. I was like, you have more on your list than I have on mine.
Oh, okay.
I was like, let me skip ahead.
I'm going to be very brief. Interstellar. I have seen this movie 3 times. I saw it once in theaters, and I literally sat in the front row. This was back before I think movie theaters had reserved seating, so you had to like get there on time, but I was seeing it with friends. I thought it was really good. I saw it at home right when it came out, and I watched it right before I saw Odyssey. I did a little Nolan binge. I think this movie, I like this movie a little bit more than you, but it is still lower tier Nolan for me. I think it is gorgeous, but the rewatchability is a little bit and when you do, when the writing thing clicks for you, it really becomes this tougher to watch thing where you're having a robot explain that someone in the future created this like terminus thing that you're inside of to do something. Like when you hit that point, you're like, okay. I think it handles like it handles a few things. The time dilation thing where they're like on this planet and then they get like, it handles that well, in my opinion, but it also is not, it's just not great. I just don't love this movie. Sorry, internet. I do think it's quite good, and I agree with you. I would love a like vibes check version where it's like a score track and you can just put it on in the background and vibe out. But yeah,
I think that here's the best compliment I can pay it. The docking sequence is one of the best like thrilling action whatever sequences in movie history. I think that sequence is incredible. Looks incredible, is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, but that's all I'll say in Interstellar.
Effects across the board are great. Like the way that movie, like the CG and all that's how scientific, like the actual scientific basis for all of the science being like super solid, if not like accurate, is really, really, really cool. I'll give it that. I will give it those flowers.
Yeah, nice. What's your next one?
Memento. Completely agree with everything you said. I have the exact same experience with it. I watched it once a long time ago. I really liked a lot about it. I think the movie overall is very kind of like emotionless. Like I don't think it's very it doesn't hit in the same, I don't know. I completely agree with everything you're saying. I like it. I remember enjoying it. And like I will watch it again eventually, but like it is like it feels like such a prototype for everything else. It feels like such a rough draft of everything he's going to do with the rest of his career, especially with playing with time and all that kind of stuff. That like I'm not drawn to watching it again anytime soon. That being said, like I probably will watch it again eventually, but I think Memento's good. And I remember liking it, and I think it's important. Like I think it's more important than so many of his other films because of it being that rough draft for what he'll do for the future.
Yeah.
What do you got next?
Good stuff. I think I need to catch up to you, right?
My next one is 5. I just did 6.
So I'm going to do my next 2. And then I think we'll be caught up. So in this order, so lower is Batman Begins.
Yep.
And then this is where the internet gets mad at me. Because The Dark Knight is like middle pack Nolan for me. Yeah. I have seen, so Batman Begins is actually, of the trilogy, in my opinion, the best Batman movie. It's the only one where he's the best part of the movie.
It's the only one where he's Batman.
It's the only one where it's the only one where Gotham is actually Gotham, not just Chicago. Like, it almost feels more inspired. Like Gotham feels more inspired by like Blade Runner than any real city. Like, I think Batman Begins is a little bit underrated. Not a lot underrated, but a little bit underrated. I think The Dark Knight is... Look, we get one of the great performances ever from Heath Ledger as the Joker. Like, that just... an actual like titan of a performance. It's unbelievable. The hospital sequence is great. The chase sequence is like jaw-droppingly good. I just... at a certain point in that movie, I'm like, I'm not feeling anything. Like as the massive, insane Batman fan that I am, I think the Batman, the Matt Reeves version, is the definitive live action Batman movie because it's actually about Batman, and Batman has a journey and goes through changes and stuff. I think this one has a weird conversation. I think Dark Knight has a weird conversation with like police state, with like in a way that like has been interrogated, and I am not the person to interrogate. But there is something about that where you're like, is this propaganda? But for Batman, I can't tell. Yes. I really like The Dark Knight. I just don't think I think The Dark Knight is a really great movie. I don't think it's one of the great movies like everyone else seems to, and that's where that's where the internet gets a little mad at me. But that's my feelings on that. I think Bale is a good Batman. I think the Batsuit is truly bad in that movie. I may even argue that the Batsuit from Batman Begins is better than the Dark Knight. I may be that guy.
I don't remember. Genuinely, don't remember what either of them look like. If that tells you something,
and it does. Because can you picture Pattinson's?
Yes.
Yeah,
I can picture every other one other than maybe. Oh shit! What's his freaking name?
Kilmer or Clooney?
Kilmer. I can't remember what Kilmer's looked like, but I can remember even remember Clooney's. Like I can remember the bat nipples, and I'll go to bat for the bat nipples.
You like the bat nipples?
Because I really okay. When we're talking about melodrama, I do honestly think that those Batman movies are really interesting, melodramatic, like over the top, and like the world is so over the top that there's these huge like Greek god sculptures, and he is a Greek god. Like,
yep. No, I agree with everything you said.
Sculpted like one. It's like, look, if you don't like that interpretation, that's fine. I think it's a really cool and interesting interpretation.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
And those movies are not perfect. They're probably not even good necessarily, but at least they took swings and at least they tried stuff. And I don't know. I have a fondness for Batman Forever and Batman and Robin that I think is becoming more common. Anyway, those are my feelings on so we've now talked about all of his Batman movies. I think Nolan is much more suited for other things. And I should say, from this point on in my list, these are all like, I just love these movies. Like, I just am into it. I will defend them, even if they're not perfect. I just love these movies.
Yeah. I think I'm very nearing that. My number 5 is Batman Begins.
Okay.
Completely agree with everything you said. Like, it is like it's actually Gotham in a lot of ways. It's actually Batman. I think it's really cool. Not a perfect movie. I think it looks kind of bad.
Interesting.
Hot take. Like, I think not all of it. Anytime where they're not in Gotham, I think it looks pretty good. I think the way they shoot and show. I just don't like the cinematographer he was using at the time. I can't remember his name sitting here now. I don't like his work very much. And I think that I'm trying to think of other work that I know. I can't remember his freaking name.
I'm looking it up now for you.
He did a lot of his stuff at this time. And then he started working with
Wally
Pfister. Wally Pfister. Yeah.
Oh shoot, he shot Moneyball.
Okay, no, I don't like
and Inception.
I don't like Christopher Nolan's work with Wally Pfister a lot of the time. We're gonna get to another movie that Wally Pfister shot that I don't like. That I don't like the look of. That I love the movie. Because I know, like, Wally Pfister's talked about his shooting with Christopher Nolan, and I know they shoot fast. And it, like, a lot of Christopher Nolan's worst impulses are not made better by Wally Pfister's, the way that Wally Pfister shoots it.
Yeah.
Not to, because, like, I think other Wally Pfister movies look good. I think Moneyball looks great. Like, I couldn't remember what other movies. I think he is a good DP. I don't like his work with Nolan for the most part. I think Inception looks good too. But I just think this movie looks ugly, except for like when they're in like in the frozen tundra. I think that shit looks good. Mm-hmm. I can't think of other sections I like the look of. Anyways, I think the movie is good. It is imperfect. And I think it is way underrated. I think it's good. And a lot of people just kind of don't like it. I'm like, but you wouldn't have The Dark Knight if we didn't have fucking Batman Begins or whatever. I don't know, man. I think that movie's good.
Batman Begins rocks. Also has a great chase scene, like an underrated chase scene, because The Dark Knight's chase scene is so good. But the chase scene in Begins when he's the first time you see him in the tumbler and he's like jumping on the roofs and stuff. You're like, this is really cool. Like,
that's so cool.
It's a great idea for a Batman chase. Anyway. All right, my next one up, and I think this is going to be lower than yours. I think yours is going to be a few slots up. If not, you're 1 or 2, maybe. We'll see. Mine is The Prestige.
Aha.
This movie is great. The Prestige is so good. I think it has one fundamental flaw in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if we have the same issue, and so I'll say it. Spoiler alert for The Prestige, jump ahead like 2 minutes. I find it really annoying that in this movie, where Christian Bale's character has the twist of it being that he's a twin, the twin is the necessity to do the magic trick, where he's like, this is the greatest magic trick I've ever seen, there's no way he could do it. But then Hugh Jackman then turns around and just finds a guy who looks exactly like him, played literally by him. I find that to be a thing that really cuts the legs out from under that portion of the movie.
It's like a weird kind of gag. It's like
House of the Dragon doing a twin thing where like they send a twin to kill because the twins split up and one's on. It's such a silly cartoon comedy premise.
It's very silly. In a way, the rest of the movie is not.
Yeah, but I rewatched this as part of my Nolan binge because I'd only seen it once, and so I've only seen it twice now. But man, it's Hugh Jackman's putting in some of his best work. You know, like I think its take on magic is really fun because there have been people who will complain about movies where they're like chef movies where like, why are they running the kitchen like the Marines? And it's like, I don't know, isn't it fun and more interesting that these people treat their craft with such aggression and like perfectionism? Like, I find that fascinating. So I love watching a movie about, because it feels like a heist movie. Yeah, it feels like a heist movie to me almost, where you're like watching these guys who are really good at their jobs just pick their lives apart. I really like The Prestige. I think it's quite good. I think the ending is like great. I think this movie is deeply underrated in his canon, or underseen in his canon, I should say. I think everyone who's seen it really likes it, but I just think it's not enough people have seen The Prestige.
Yeah.
Even though it has Scarlett Johansson, Michael Caine, Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Rebecca Hall, like it's got a stacked cast, man. Andy Serkis and David Bowie. Like,
yeah.
You're like, hey, I don't know. This movie rocks. I think it's really good. I love The Prestige. There you go. That's my next one up.
My next one up is, and this may surprise you, The Prestige.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
I love The Prestige. I think that movie, more than any other in his entire career, is the most underrated. I think that movie fucking shreds. That movie is so cool. It is so fun. It is like, it's not even fun, but it's fun. You know what I mean? Like, I love how seriously it takes this world of, magic in the early like 1900s or whatever. Like, it is so cool, man. The places that it goes with this premise of like two magicians who used to be collaborators are now fucking enemies. Like the crazy, like the obsession that these people have is like absolutely fascinating. And like you can never guess how far it's going to take that premise. Yeah. It is so cool. This is the other movie shot by Wally Pfister that I think looks like dog shit a lot of the time. Like anytime they're inside of a room, I think it looks bad. Like when they're on stage or when they're outside, I think it looks good. But anytime they're in a room, I'm like, man, I can feel the Kino flow right next to them. I could feel the big sheet of diffusion hanging just off screen. But that being said, like I think it is maybe the worst looking Nolan movie. I don't know, maybe Memento looks cheaper just because it was shot for nothing. I think it doesn't look great a lot of the time, but god damn it, like when it does look fucking dope, it looks fucking dope. And I think like one of my, if not maybe my favorite Hugh Jackman performance. Maybe.
It's like this and Logan for me. Those are the two.
Yeah, like that was the only other one I could think of. Like I haven't seen some of his other like
prestige work, for lack of a better
pun. I was literally going to say the same thing. Prestige work. Yeah, dude. I think this movie fucks. The other thing that like has always bothered me about The Prestige is his twin, which I can't remember what they call him, what his like fake name.
Yeah.
I would have bet every dollar in my bank account the first time I watched it. I was like, is that Tom Cruise in really bad
interesting
makeup? I could have sworn it was Tom Cruise.
Like, I was like, but he takes off the bad makeup and it's just Christian Bale and he's a twin. The bad makeup looks bad and he does not look like a different person. He looks like a person disguising themselves.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if that's the point. If it is the point, I didn't like that. If it isn't the point, I
think it exists as this thing of like on a rewatch, people will discuss that. I think that's what it is. Like they'll be like, "Oh, it's so obvious that it's Bale on a rewatch, right?"
But on a first watch, it was obvious. It was like that person is not who they say they are.
Yeah. Totally agree.
I could have, should have, would have just guessed that it was Christian Bale playing his twin, but I just thought like he is his brother, or like I was expecting.
They do a good job for a little bit of like really obscuring his face, but at a certain point he's in the movie so much you can't just keep doing that, so you have to get these shots of his face and you're like, oh well, okay, this is obviously something.
Yeah.
Like they do a good job for the first like 2 or 3 scenes he's in of making him really small or in the background, or like he's turning away as somebody comes in, so you're like, okay, that's just like a guy. And then as he's in the movie more and more, you're like, well, that's not just a guy, and he's not who he says he is. Anyway, yeah.
It's just so clear. It's not just some guy. I love The Prestige.
Yeah. Okay, my next up is Tenet. I think Tenet is the rule of cool, the movie. Like, oh my God, every decision they make, you're like, this just kind of is awesome. It is by far the hottest Robert Pattinson has ever been. Robert Pattinson is like hottest a man has ever been contender in this movie. He's just gorgeous. Like, but I also, I love when a movie takes just absolute swings, where it just goes for it, and it is going to be unapologetic about it, and it's not going to be ironic about it. It is just going to send it in every way that it can. And I think that surmises Tenet perfectly. This movie ultimately, when somebody sits down and explains it to you, does not really feel that complicated, but my God, watching it, you're like, this is the most complex movie I've ever seen. I think it is the beginning of Nolan's Oppenheimer trilogy. I'm going to say that in a way that doesn't make sense, but also makes a lot of sense. I think it is him in conversation with all of his worst impulses. His need to over-explain everything. So in this movie, he explains everything, but also he's like, stop trying to understand it. Stop trying to understand it. There's a literal scene where he's like, you're looking at it like this. You need to, like, you're looking at it here. You need to look at it here, right? You need to like open your eyes and just watch the bigger picture. Yeah. I don't know. I love John David Washington and Robert Pattinson need to be in more movies together. Like, those two are so charismatic.
They're so good together.
I love how this movie looks. Like, I love the energy and the bigness of it. The car chase sequence in the middle of the movie is amazing. The opening at the opera house is incredible. It just is one of those movies that I really enjoyed, but was perplexed by the first time I watched it. Was even more perplexed the second time I watched it at home, and then on a rewatch, I'm like, I think I just love this. Like, I think I'm just a little obsessed with it. So that's Tenet. I love Tenet. I'm a Tenet truther here in this brain. I argue with myself about it a lot because everyone's like, Tenet's dumb. I'm like, Tenet's the best movie ever.
It is definitely not dumb. It's just it's crazy, man. It's really crazy. Yeah. My next one up is The Dark Knight.
Yeah. It's The Dark Knight.
It's The Dark Knight. Like, Heath Ledger. It's just Heat. He just really wanted to remake Heat. In both good and bad ways. The worst thing about it is Batman.
Yes, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
I do not blame you. I know I am in the wrong on this. It's one of those where I'm like, I understand.
It's also number 3 on my list. It's not above that.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one?
All right, my next one, and this is only because I've seen it once. I think it will move up for me. I think The Odyssey is his, like, maybe his directing masterpiece.
His magnum opus.
It feels, and I should say this. I wrote my Letterboxd review is literally just first Nolan movie to make me cry, and it genuinely it feels so emotionally. I'm just saying, dude, like it feels emotionally realized, right? So my experience of watching this movie is you watch it for about 30 minutes, and you're like, okay, this is like really well made. I get why everyone's freaking out about it, but like, what does it? And then you get to one sequence in particular where it's all of a sudden Nolan just goes God mode, and for the rest of the movie, you're like edge of your seat. Holy shit, this is happening, and you don't even realize what it's doing emotionally for so long. And then there's a couple scenes in a row. Like, there's one thing that happens that made me get a little bit choked up, but not quite cry, and then that evolves into a one thing in particular that happens that I started sobbing, and then for the rest of the movie I was on and off tearing up. And it's just Zendaya is in there's one shot of Zendaya that made me just cry. Just the shot of her just made me cry. And then Matt Damon is giving one of his best performances. It really feels like Nolan found the key to emotion. He finally figured out what it felt like to actually feel things, not just observe people feeling things. And there are several shots in this movie that Breck and I grabbed each other. We were like, oh, wait a minute. Like, it is a stunning movie. I'm probably going to go see it again on Tuesday. I think it's just an achievement of a film. Like, and again, it's one of those things where it's like when you watch 1,000 soldiers run through the street and you know there's 1,000 people really there.
Yeah.
It makes it feel unbelievable. I think this is, and the score is really different and cool. Like they did not use an orchestra, and they tried to use as weird instruments as they could. Like they literally recreated certain instruments that there are no existing versions of as best they could to do the score. Like it's a fascinating experiment where everyone involved just kind of goes off and does everything they can do to make the best movie they can, and then it lands. I really loved The Odyssey. I really loved this movie, and the decision to let everyone speak in their natural accents, I think, is one of the great decisions in this movie.
Yeah,
because it just lets everyone's performance be their performance. You know what I mean? Like Robert Pattinson is doing a different accent. He's not using his normal voice, but that almost feels like a choice he made as opposed to a choice Nolan imposed.
It's fucking Pattinson. He's gonna do a weird voice.
Anyway, so I breathtaking movie. I'm very excited to know your thoughts when you see it. I won't say much more. I have a lot of feelings on it. Breck and I have been talking about it literally for like hours on end. We just keep bringing it back up.
Yeah.
All right. That's mine.
It was based on the translation by Emily Wilson.
Yes.
It is that translation is the first complete English version written or translated by a woman.
Yeah.
And in talking about it, she talks a lot about how overly masculinized that story is by a lot of these modern translations, and she was very specific to use like modern accessible language, because like there was a video on TikTok I saw. If I can find it, I will put it. I will put it in the show notes. Talking about how the film uses, or not the film, the book uses modern, like uses dad instead of father, because it's more accurate that they would say father instead. No, because maybe we were saying father more generally 100 years ago in the United States. Homer's Odyssey was written 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's not any fucking closer. Like, it's not saying father instead of dad doesn't make it any more accurate than just saying what we would be using today.
Yeah. Well, and somebody asked Holland that in an interview, and he's like, "Oh, if I was back then, I wouldn't be saying father. I would be speaking in Greek." Like, he's like, I would just. People need to shut the fuck up about that. It's so dumb. Again, if it was just Christopher Nolan's choice and like whatever, like I don't think people would have a problem with it, but with the fact that it was based off of this version written by a woman, then now people have a bunch of problems with it. But
that translation is like a landmark achievement in these kinds of translations. I remember when it came out. I remember hearing about it when it came out.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to watch The Odyssey, and genuinely probably to read Emily Wilson's translation. So go buy that book and support the writing behind the writing.
Totally.
Fuck yeah. My next one is Oppenheimer.
I should just say mine is also Oppenheimer. So I think our top two are the same.
I mean, it's fucking incredible, man.
Oppenheimer is the other side of the emotional coin for me, where Oppenheimer leaves you haunted, where you're like, you're not crying, but you walk out of that theater like, oh boy, whoa.
Yeah.
And The Odyssey, you walk out very emotional. You're very, very moved. I think it's also maybe his best experiment in playing with time.
Yeah. Yeah.
The black and white sequences being objective versus the color sequences being subjective, and how easily it is to feel that when you watch it. Like, you couldn't articulate it unless somebody said it, but as soon as somebody says, you're like, oh, well, yeah, that's obviously what's happening.
Yeah.
I love Oppenheimer. I think it's brilliant. Anyway.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Movie looks phenomenal.
Movie looks phenomenal.
Seeing it in 70mm IMAX was an incredible experience.
Genuinely, that the one to see in 70mm at the time, I think. And how much of it, that's an interesting one to watch at home, because he does a lot of the aspect ratio switching, which I know you have a hard time with on the home editions, and there's several points where you're like, he's cutting to a frame like bigger, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
And it's odd. Everybody in that movie's Emily Blunt, career best shit in that movie. You think? Like,
just about.
I think she's killing it.
I can't think of another one.
Yeah. Fucking great shit, man.
Like, everybody's career best.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Is there a single person in that movie that isn't their best movie? Like their best acting performance?
Matt Damon now.
Yeah.
Maybe Damon and a few other things, actually. I think Damon has a couple of performances that I think are just god tier shit. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Oppenheimer fucks.
Oppenheimer fucks.
Yeah. Next one?
Inception.
Inception's the fucking goat, dude.
It's just my favorite. Endlessly rewatchable. It is the most rewatchable Nolan movie in his canon for me. It's the one I've seen the most, and it's the one that I love the most. It is also, we talked about fridging. Man, that fridge is fucking cold, baby.
It's
Holy
fridging
shit.
the movie. It's kind of crazy.
That is that is the absolute worst thing about that movie is that being said, like, it wouldn't be the same movie without it. You couldn't tell this story in this way without it being like that. You could probably tell a different story and it'd still be kind of cool. But boy, howdy, the fridging is bad, but man, the rest of it is incredible.
But just how he conceptualizes dreams is really fun. Like, you must dream bigger, darling. And he like comes up with the grenade, and you're just like, oh, that's such a fascinating version of this, where it's like, all right, our brains protect ourselves by sending people, but it is frameworked in reality. Like, all of that stuff is so interesting, where it's not like ethereal alien planet dream world shit. It's like, no, it's New York.
Yeah.
But it's New York manipulated, and it's so cool. The all-time iconic shot where the city's like folding in on itself, and then the entirety of the rotating hallway sequence is just some of the best stuff in movies. It's
the train coming through the fucking downtown New York. Like, dude, it's so fucking good, man. Looks great across the board. All of the effects are still fucking incredible. But, so many movies from that time you look at now, and like so much of the CGI has not aged well at all. This movie looks incredible. Everything looks great.
Incredible.
It's fascinating to see Leonardo DiCaprio just kind of playing Christopher Nolan. Like, he's just cosplaying as Christopher Nolan. Like, great performances across the board. Like, maybe that is like you talking about the Odyssey and talking about how emotional it made you. Literally, I'm like, Christopher Nolan being that emotional. Like,
I know.
I think a lot of his movies are not emotionless, but they're very stoic. They're
cold, man.
Stoic.
Yeah.
And like Inception is the only other movie that has that beating heart at any point, and it is the last section of the movie. It is the climax of the movie is the only thing that has a beating heart. And I don't mean that as derogatory as it sounds, because again, his movies are incredible. Like all of this, like literally more than the top half of this list are the movies that I like. I mean, the top 8 are all movies that I like that I or absolutely adore.
Yeah.
And so I think like this movie, man, it just has all of his best shit, man. Like all of his best impulses are in this movie. And it's incredible. I love it very much.
Yeah, man. That's our Nolan ranking. We went way longer than I thought we would.
Same.
So this went forever, and we're going to punt the Matt Damon discussion for the next episode of the pod, and we're going to do a little B segment here. We want to give Damon his props, and we want to really get into his stuff. So
there
we're going to talk
movies on his list.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to do a little B segment here on our new short film, We Lied, which is out now on our page. It's kind of like horror thriller. It's really cool. We're really proud of it. Just do a little discussion on that and some of the decisions in it. So I wrote and directed this one. He shot and edited it. We both produced it. It's kind of just this weird experiment of a movie.
Tell me about the idea behind it. Where did the idea come from?
In many ways, like a lot of the short films I've been writing recently are very like, what if this happened? You know, I have access to this weird house.
Yeah.
What is something that would freak me out there? I kind of want to do something a little witchy, and I have this weird leather journal. What if there's a woman who is like last ditch effort having to do something, and then I was like, oh, let's throw a gun into it, right? Let's hand her a gun and a spell book, and she chooses the gun, and that's her mistake, right? Like I just the concept like pieced itself together there, and then I was like, oh, let's do something where this is the twist, and then I just wrote it. Like it's very much one where I've had a couple people ask me like, what's the bigger thing? Like I want to know what happens next, and I was like, I don't fucking know what happens next. I have not a singular idea. I just wrote this as a weird experiment because I wanted to try these 2 or 3 little things.
No, dude. The producers are listening, dude. You gotta
shit.
He's got this huge, amazing idea,
cinematic
that we would
universe.
Love to sell you.
Yeah, cinematic universe. Lots of big actors attached. Damon's in the works. No, I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. If somebody were like, is there something bigger that could offer me money to make it? I'd be like, give me 24 hours. I will have that pitch on your desk, right? Like I'll come up with something. But yeah, no, it's kind of just,
bucks.
Yeah.
I'll give you $20 to come up with a big idea.
Here's the thing. You and me, $20 could go quite a long way. We're pretty good about stretching the budget. So it's just kind of
anything on this. Maybe like $5 on some of the props.
Bought dinner for people the backpack and the little leather pouch in it. But other than that, it was free.
The backpack from freaking Goodwill.
Yeah, and it was literally $3, and I had to buy like a little leather patch thing, and I already had the leather string, so I just had to buy a little leather patch and cut it and create a little hex bag kind of thing. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Use what you have. Don't use what you have and push it as far as you can, and then buy the little tiny things you need.
Any particular like inspiration from other movies that feel relevant here, or maybe other directors or other writers, like anything?
I think Longlegs was a pretty big one visually and kind of like tension wise, where Longlegs is really just about drawing out that kind of sense of dread. Yeah. That was a big one. The character was very like uncut gems, good time, person needs to stop making decisions. And that's a lot of the periphery stuff. Like in the short, you're watching the climax of that. But that was kind of my take on it. It was a lot of like gambling addict character kind of thing, where it's like this person just made every wrong choice along the way and is now having to face the consequences of it. But then I really liked the idea of witches, of the witch, or something like that. There's a comic book series that very loosely inspired some of the tone called the Bone Orchard mythos. It's like an anthology horror series, but there's some stuff in there that I can't even really give you an exact example within that, but just the way those make me feel is kind of what I was going for in a way.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the inspiration stuff. I think it's just that little loose thing.
Talk to me about the behind the scenes, like shooting it and like, working with Kylie and all that kind of good stuff.
Kylie is a genuinely incredible actor. She's very good in everything she does. A lot of this was her just like, can I try this? Can I try this? She was like hopping up and down and like she's very into it and just wanted to do a bunch of different weird stuff and wanted to push it as far as you can, which is a great thing to have, I'm sure, in the editing room and in the on set, because you're like, you don't have to go, here's an idea. She's like, I have this. What about this? What if we try that? Oh, throw this in there. Okay, this is cool. She did a very good job about that stuff. And in terms of on set, we shot almost all of it in a night. I think we shot it in 2 nights because we needed it to be really dark outside.
I think the only thing that we didn't shoot that in one night was the opening scene.
It was all the exterior stuff, because we did that.
Right.
Yeah, we went and did the exteriors, and then we went and got dinner, and then went home and shot the little dig up scene, and then also that night finished out More, which is the one we released before this, by shooting the bedroom scene in More.
Yeah.
Indie filmmaking is weird. It's so weird.
Man.
You're jumping projects. You're like, here's this. We're shooting in black and white. We're shooting in color. We're digging in the dirt to dig up a backpack that has a gun in it. Like it's a very fascinating way to make a movie. But yeah, so very fast shooting process. It's weird when you have one actor in a movie. That makes it a very interesting challenge, especially for her, I'm assuming, because she didn't get any breaks. There was never like a moment where we didn't need her, where we're shooting the other end of the coverage. It was just her the whole time.
She's in every single shot other than one, I think, which is just the insert of the kitchen.
Yep. Literally, yeah. Which is insane.
Yeah.
We should re-edit it and splice in a really small frame of her like in the corner, just like so she's in every shot technically.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So that was a very fast production, very like loose and free, and let's try this, let's try that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. I mean, from my perspective, like from the shooting it, like very run and gun. I mean, like I was up there for a week, a while ago, and I flew up there to hang out with you and work on this stuff. And so I had basically all that I could carry in like one bag, basically.
Yeah.
So I had 2 lights with me and my Sony A7S III and some photo lenses. Like I literally was just shooting on like photo zoom lenses, not like cinema glass or anything like that. And you had a couple of your lights that we could use. Like, I seriously think we had a 4 very consumer grade or prosumer a little bit grade, like LED lights. And man, like I'm really pleased with how it looks, man. Like I think,
the hallway, those like the reverse shot in the hallway is like some of my favorite shit you've ever shot. I think it looks so cool.
Good. I'm really pleased with that. Yeah. And the effects. Talk to me a little bit about the effects. I mean, I can talk about my experience.
I was gonna say, I feel like you're more the guy to talk about it, but it's an interesting challenge. I kind of call them magic tricks in indie filmmaking. It's like when you can do something that's like, at the end of the day, it's pretty doable. Like it's you have the know-how to do it, but like even my dad watched it and was like, how'd y'all do that? And it's like that kind of thing where, so the first effect is like super simple. It's me wrapped in blackout curtains, standing on a box to get myself really tall, and I'm in the background, that shot. And then we had a bunch of different ways we did this, where we like had this reflective tape that we were shining a flashlight onto, and like somebody holding it on their fingers, my eye. We tried it a bunch of different ways, and that's all it is. Then it's just comping those 2 things together to give the slight reflection on the eyeballs of something that's standing up.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then the other one is just shooting the first Kylie as she like looks up, and then putting the other Kylie out of focus and filming out of focus as she stands up in the background. And that was the thing Kylie tried a million of. She was like, what if I'm smiling? What if I'm angry? What if I lunge forward? What if I do that? And we did so many of those.
And they're all so good. They're all so fun.
And they're all so weird and creepy. yeah, so that's really, it was just those two little effects, and then you just comp them together, and you did that stuff, so maybe you're able to technical it a little bit.
No After Effects work needed. I did all this shit in Premiere, baby. Premiere has added a lot of really cool ability to do some comping stuff that you couldn't really do before without like green screen or that kind of thing. So all of that stuff is done basically like not in camera, but done like with the camera with no green screen or anything like that. I was just able to like, select and rotoscope and add some keyframes of moving things around, and like really pleased for the most part with how it came out. Like the eyes thing was definitely something we were very concerned about.
I know,
working, especially on set. We just like couldn't quite get it right the way that we wanted it to. We had a shot literally of you just holding them on the tips of your fingers and me hitting them with a flashlight. And I was like, I'll comp it in. I can make it work. And I think like, I'll let other people speak for it, but I think it worked pretty well. Like, I think it looks good and sells. And so, like that was one of the things that I really thought was really cool and fun about this is kind of like the double surprise of the motherfucker standing up behind you. And then, she spins and then she stands up behind herself. That is a really fun kind of twist on a twist a little bit. I wanted you to bring up the magic trick, describing it as a magic trick, because I completely agree of like, if we could have one thing that makes a lot, like editors will go, okay, I know. I mean, like, it's not that hard. I know it.
Yeah.
But if it can make any person who's not like an editor go, oh, how'd they do that? Like, hell yeah. Like anything that we can, like, for lack of a better word, which it makes it sound kind of cringe, but like anything where we can increase the production value just a little bit.
Give some moment that's talked about in a different way. Outside, like hopefully people watch it and go, I want to see more of this. I want to see more, but hopefully give people something to zero in on and be like, what was that? Like, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
More with the tentacle. Like,
yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, what was that? And I'm like, duct tape and pool noodles. I think, and pipe cleaner. Yeah. And people standing behind a door and I genuinely, I think magic trick is always the best way to describe it, where it's like, this just adds a little bit of something to this that pushes it.
A je ne sais quoi, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Jenny be saying quoi.
And she do be saying qua. Yeah, so that's anything else on We Lied, or just go watch it. It's really cool.
Go
We're really
watch
proud
it.
Of it.
Go share
it's
it.
Weird.
Go like. Go comment. Yeah. You are now by hearing this, you are now obligated. If you don't,
the weird tall monster will find you.
Yeah. And it will lie to you. Also the other thing, that We Lied is just you 3 times, like saying we lied. I think. Oh,
or is it Meg?
That was.
Yeah.
I was. Kylie's in there as well.
Okay.
She's subtle in there. I'm pleased with how the We Lied came out. I was trying to have
very cool.
fun with the voiceover a little bit. But yeah, go watch it.
Yeah. More fun shorts and stuff coming soon. Hopefully pretty soon.
Very soon.
Yeah. Very exciting stuff. Anyway, recommendations off this, or is this kind of the whole episode kind of recommendations?
The whole episode's kind of recommendations. I do have a recommendation, but maybe I'll save that for the Matt Damon episode.
All right, I'll throw one in. I'll say totally different. Go see The Invite with Olivia Wilde, Seth Rogen. One of the best movies of the year so far. It is truly great. Go see it with a crowd if you can. Like, if you can find a showing with a good number of people, check it out. It's really fun. Yeah. I really liked that movie. Anyway, check back for our next episode, which is going to be the Matt Damon half of this. We'll talk a little bit about Damon's career, and get into a bunch of our favorite Damon movies. But between now and then, that was my other podcast outro. But now you got a bunch of Nolan movies to watch. You got to go see The Odyssey. So you should go do that, or don't. I don't know. Live your life.